We're about to enter into a recession, which is going to mean job cuts, unemployment, poverty, precarity, and that's no fun, and that's something that could not be avoided. It's not the mistake of like the bad financial markets or the terrible capitalism, but the effect it's going to have on people, depending on their situation and the country they live in, very much is affected by economic systems. And we live in a world where GDP is everything and growth is everything. This is how we measure the health of an economic system. But I want to show you some alternative ways. So basically, let's go back to the beginning. What is growth? What is GDP? GDP is the gross domestic product. It is basically a lump sum that takes into account everything going on in an economy, from like the little local organic like lemon you sell at the market to the big financial things. And they're all put in the same box called the GDP, and growth is basically the fluctuations of the GDP. And we live in a world where more growth means better. However, this big lump sum doesn't take a lot of things into account, in particular inequalities. So basically, I'm going to give you two examples of societies. On one hand, you have a society where one person is making $10 million and 100 people are making $10,000. And on the other hand, you have a society where one person is making $1 million and 100 people are making $100,000. So those economies are very different. However, the GDP is the same. But when you're hit by a crisis like the one we're dealing with, we're going to see a big difference in the way people are affected. People above are fine. But let's look at like the lower half of the population. So people who make $100,000, have more chances of having savings, of having health insurance, health care, etc. So, when the crisis hits, they can go into hibernation mode. They retreat, they use their savings, they go to the hospital if they need, and they just wait until brighter days arrive. But the people there who are making $10,000 a year are going to have a harder time saving money and having access to healthcare. So they are the ones who are really, really hit hard and whose survival can even be jeopardized. Their only chance of surviving is going to depend on the goodwill of those people, the ones like with a lot of money, or the governments, basically the people with power. So inequalities means like an imbalance of power. And actually, funny enough, we think that inequalities are the price of freedom, but I want to argue that there is less freedom when there are more inequalities, because the people there who are making up for the bigger part of the population have absolutely no freedom. They cannot create because they don't have any safety pillow, and they cannot start new projects, start new endeavors, new businesses, because they live by the day and they need to make money every month. And when a crisis like the one is happening, they're hit really hard. So all of this is to show you that with the concept of GDP and growth, we forget a very important factor that has a lot to do with the health of a country. And there are some other economic indicators that exist, but they're less famous. There's a very interesting one called the I forgot the name of it. Damn. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, this is the name of it. Okay, you got it. I feel so bad. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. And listen, I hope you're doing well. My video's aim was not to depress you, but rather to, help you like think about the imperfections of the world we live in. And that's it. Have a very nice day.